You deliver consistent results, yet somehow your professional impact goes unnoticed while others move up the ladder. Welcome back to Business English for Success.
It's a common frustration, Elena. Often the barrier isn't your technical skill, it's how you communicate in professional situations. It's the difference between just doing the job and navigating the organization.
Today, in part 2 of our series, we move beyond basic vocabulary. We'll master dozens of sophisticated phrases through 20 real-world scenarios structured into 4 pillars: collaborative tasks, meeting dynamics, problem solving, and office logistics.
We're here to help you refine your English into a polished executive version that commands respect in any boardroom.
Let's look at the roadmap. But before we start, here's a question for you. Have you ever felt your contributions were overlooked simply because you didn't know how to advocate for your work effectively? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. Now, let's dive into scenario 1. Imagine you are leading a project. You need David to take on a high-priority analysis, but he is already swamped. The risk? If you're too blunt, you create tension. If you're too vague, the work won't get done. Let's see how to handle this delicate balance. David, I'd like to involve you in the Q3 proposal. Specifically, I'm looking for someone to take ownership of the market trend analysis.
I'd love to help, Elena, but I'm currently balancing 3 other major reports. My bandwidth is quite limited this week.
I completely respect that. Since this is a high-priority item for the board, is your plate a bit too full, or can we look at your current tasks to see what can be reshuffled?
If we can push the internal sales draft to next Monday, I can clear enough space to get this analysis done by Friday EOD.
That's a fair trade-off. Let's align on that adjustment so you can focus on the analysis.
Notice the phrase, take ownership of. It means being responsible for the outcome, not just doing a task. When Elena asked if my plate was too full, she used a professional idiom for being too busy. This is a very safe way to discuss workload without sounding overwhelmed.
Number 1. I'd like you to take ownership of this specific segment. Number 2. Is your plate a bit too full to take on another task right now? Number 3. I think that's a fair trade-off regarding our current priorities. Setting the task is only half the battle, but what happens when a deadline is approaching and you see signs of a potential delay? Next, we'll explore a low-pressure way to ask for updates that makes your colleagues feel supported. It's Thursday morning. The deadline is tomorrow. Elena needs to ensure everything is on track. Instead of a micromanaging check-in, she uses a partnership-driven approach to uncover any hidden obstacles. Hi, David. I'm just checking in to see how the market analysis is coming along.
It's moving, but I've hit a bit of a snag with the competitor data. The formatting is quite inconsistent.
I see. Is there anything I can do to help move this forward? Perhaps I could have the intern help with the data entry.
Actually, that would save me a couple of hours. If we do that, we'll definitely be on track for the Friday deadline.
Great. I'll arrange that immediately. Let's keep the communication lines open if any other hurdles arise.
Elena used the phrase, checking in to see how is coming along. This is much softer than, where is the report? Also, notice the word snag. A snag is a small, unexpected problem. It sounds much more professional than saying, I have a big problem. Elena's offer to help shows she's a partner in the result.
Number 1. I'm just checking in to see how the project is coming along. Number 2. Is there anything from my side to help move this forward? Number 3. We are still on track for our scheduled delivery. We've covered how to ask for help, but what if you see a colleague drowning in work and they are too proud to admit it? Up next, David will demonstrate a face-saving technique to offer help without making your colleague feel like they're failing. In a high-performing team, we often notice when a colleague is overwhelmed, even if they don't say it. The challenge is offering help without making them feel incompetent or bruising their professional ego. Let's see how David offers a hand to Elena in a face-saving way.
Hi, Elena. I noticed you've been deeply involved in the merger project lately. It looks like a massive undertaking.
It is, David. I've been juggling the financial audits and the team briefings all week.
I can imagine. Look, I have some unexpected availability this afternoon since my meeting was pushed back. Would it take some weight off your shoulders if I handled the draft for the briefings?
Oh, David, that would be a huge help. Are you sure you have the time?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to chip in. Just send me the notes and I'll take it from there.
I truly appreciate that. Let's touch base later today.
Notice that I didn't say, "You look like you're failing," or "You're too slow." Instead, I mentioned my own availability. This makes the offer sound like a lucky coincidence rather than charity. Also, the phrase, "take some weight off your shoulders," is a very empathetic and professional way to offer support.
Number 1. Would it take some weight off your shoulders if I assisted with this? Number 2. I have some unexpected availability today. I'd be happy to chip in. Number 3. I'm happy to lend a hand if you're feeling a bit stretched right now. Offering help builds great rapport. But what happens when you are on the receiving end of someone's work and it needs some polishing? In our next scene, we'll learn how to give feedback on a draft without sounding overly critical or discouraging. Giving feedback is an art. If you are too direct, you might hurt the relationship. If you are too vague, the quality won't improve. Elena is reviewing a presentation David prepared. Watch how she uses the sandwich method with a professional executive twist. David, thanks for sending over the initial draft of the client presentation. I think the visual layout is very clean and professional.
Glad you liked it, Alina. Do you think the content is where it needs to be?
You've covered the technical aspects perfectly. One suggestion for improvement would be to simplify the executive summary to make it more punchy for the stakeholders.
That's a good point. I was worried it was a bit too data-heavy.
If we can streamline those first 3 slides, I think the impact will be much stronger. Other than that, it's looking very solid.
Understood. I'll refine those slides and send a revised version by 3 p.m. Alina used the phrase, "one suggestion for improvement." This is much more constructive than saying, "this part is bad." Also, notice the word streamline. In a business context, streamline means to make something more efficient or simpler. It's a very executive word to use instead of just saying, "make it shorter."
Number 1. I have one suggestion for improvement regarding the summary. Number 2. Perhaps we could streamline this section to increase the impact. Number 3. Overall, the draft is very solid, but let's refine the key takeaways. We've learned how to give feedback, but are you brave enough to ask for it? In the final scene of this group, we'll look at how to ask for feedback in a way that shows you are ambitious and committed to excellence. Great professionals don't wait for a performance review to improve. They ask for feedback constantly. David has just finished a major presentation and wants to get Elena's perspective to sharpen his skills for the next one.
Elena, do you have a quick moment? I'd love to get your thoughts on how the meeting went this morning.
Sure, David. I thought you handled the Q&A session very well.
Thank you. I'm looking to sharpen my delivery. Was there anything you noticed that I could do differently next time?
Since you asked, I think you could pause a bit more after showing the data charts to let the numbers sink in. But your tone was very confident.
That's very helpful feedback. I'll definitely incorporate more strategic pauses in the next session. I appreciate your candid perspective.
Anytime, David. It's great to see you focusing on these small details.
Asking, "What could I do differently next time?" is a very powerful growth mindset question. It's much more specific and professional than asking, "Was I okay?" Also, thanking someone for their candid perspective shows that you value their honesty, which builds a culture of trust.
Number 1. I'd love to get your thoughts on my recent performance. Number 2. Is there anything you think I could do differently next time? Number 3. Thank you for your candid perspective. It's very helpful. We've successfully navigated collaborative tasks, but the office isn't just about one-on-one work, it's about the high-stakes environment of meetings. Coming up in the next group, how do you open a meeting with such authority that everyone stops checking their phones and starts listening to you? The first 60 seconds of a meeting determine its success. If the opening is disorganized, people lose interest. Watch how Elena takes command of the room immediately by setting a clear objective and a hard stop time. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining on such short notice. I've called this meeting to align on our strategy for the upcoming product launch.
Thanks, Elena. I believe most of the department heads are present.
Perfect. Our primary goal today is to finalize the budget allocation. We have a lot to cover, so I'd like to keep this session to 30 minutes to respect everyone's calendar.
That sounds productive. Shall we dive straight into the first agenda item?
Absolutely. Let's start by reviewing the projected costs.
Elena used a phrase, align on our strategy. This sounds much more professional than talk about our plan. Also, mentioning a hard stop or a specific duration, like 30 minutes, shows that you value people's time, which is a hallmark of an effective leader.
Number 1. I've called this meeting to align on our key objectives. Number 2. Our primary goal today is to reach a decision on the budget. Number 3. I'd like to keep this brief to respect everyone's schedule. A great opening sets the stage. But what do you do when the conversation is moving too fast and you need to share a vital point? In the next scene, we'll show you how to interrupt a senior colleague so politely that they'll actually thank you for it. In a fast-paced meeting, it can be hard to find a gap to speak. Interrupting can feel rude, but sometimes it's necessary for the project's success. David demonstrates how to jump in with grace and professionalism. And that's why I believe we should double the digital ad spend for the Southeast Asian market next month.
Sorry to interrupt, Elena, but may I quickly jump in here?
Oh, of course, David. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to point out that the logistics team mentioned a potential delay in that region. We might want to sync with them before committing the extra budget.
That's a valid point. I'm glad you brought that up before we moved further.
The phrase, "May I quickly jump in here," is a very polished way to pause a conversation. It's less aggressive than "stop talking." Also, notice how I waited for Elena's green light before continuing. This maintains the professional hierarchy and mutual respect.
Number 1. Sorry to interrupt, but may I quickly jump in here? Number 2. If I could just add something to that point. Number 3. Before we move on, I'd like to offer a quick perspective on this. Now that you've got the floor, what if the person speaking used a term or a concept you didn't quite catch? Coming up, we'll learn how to ask for clarification without looking like you weren't paying attention. There is no shame in not understanding everything. The real risk is staying silent and making a mistake later. David needs to clarify a specific technical term Elena used. Watch how he asks in a way that shows he is engaged. To scale this effectively, we need to ensure our core integration is fully optimized by Q4.
Just to make sure I'm on the same page, Elena, could you elaborate on what core integration entails in this specific context?
Good question, David. I'm referring specifically to how our database communicates with the new client interface.
Ah, I see. So if I understand correctly, we are focusing on data latency issues.
Exactly. You've got it.
Use the phrase, just to make sure I'm on the same page. This shifts the responsibility from I don't know to I want to be perfectly aligned with you. Also, could you elaborate on is a much more professional way to ask for an explanation than saying, what does that mean?
Number 1. Just to make sure I'm on the same page, could you clarify that last point? Number 2. Could you elaborate a bit more on how that would work? Number 3. If I understand correctly, you're saying we should prioritize speed? Understanding is key, but how do you turn that understanding into influence? In the next scenario, we will show you how to agree with an idea while simultaneously adding your own value to make it even better. Simply saying, "I agree," doesn't help you stand out. To be seen as a contributor, you should agree and then build on the idea. Watch how David supports Elena's suggestion while adding a strategic layer to it. I suggest we implement a weekly sync-up meeting to catch any potential errors early.
I'm completely with you on that, Elena. To build on your point, perhaps we could use a shared digital dashboard during those meetings to track progress in real time.
That would definitely add another level of transparency. Great suggestion, David.
It would save us from having to send follow-up emails afterward.
Agreed. Let's incorporate that into the new workflow.
Instead of just nodding, I used "to build on your point." This is a high-level transition phrase. It shows you were listening and that you have the creative capacity to improve the original idea. It turns a monologue into a collaborative breakthrough.
Number 1, I'm completely with you on that suggestion. Number 2, to build on your point, I think we should also consider the timeline. Number 3, I'd like to add another layer to that idea by suggesting a pilot program. We've opened the meeting, handled interruptions, and added value. But a meeting without an ending is just a waste of time. In our final scenario for this group, we'll show you how to seal the deal and ensure everyone knows exactly what they need to do next. A meeting is only as good as its outcomes. If you don't summarize the action items, the discussion might lead to nothing. Watch how Elena wraps up the session by clarifying exactly who is doing what and by when. Since we're nearing the end of our time slot, let's quickly recap the key takeaways.
Good idea. We've covered a lot of ground today.
To summarize, David, you'll finalize the dashboard by Wednesday. I will handle the IT coordination for the API issue. Are there any other outstanding items before we wrap up?
No, I think we've addressed everything on the agenda.
Great. I'll send out a summary email with these action items by EOD. Thank you everyone for your valuable input. Let's reconvene next Monday.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Elena. The word recap is short for recapitulate. It's a standard business term for summarizing. Also notice the term outstanding items. This refers to any tasks or questions that haven't been resolved yet. Ending a meeting by promising a follow-up email shows that you are highly organized.
Number 1, let's quickly recap the key takeaways from today's session. Number 2, are there any other outstanding items we need to discuss? Number 3, I'll send a follow-up email outlining the specific action items. That concludes our section on meeting dynamics. You now have the tools to lead and participate in meetings with absolute confidence. But what happens when things go wrong? From system crashes to missed deadlines, the next group, problem solving, will teach you how to report a crisis without sounding like you're panicking. Technical glitches are inevitable. The key is to report them quickly and clearly so the team can adapt. Watch how David reports a system error without sounding panicked or frustrated.
Elena, I wanted to flag a technical issue I've just encountered with the CRM database.
Oh, what seems to be the problem, David?
It appears the client records aren't syncing with the latest update. It's causing a bit of a bottleneck for the sales team.
I see. Have you already reached out to the IT support desk?
Yes, I've logged a high-priority ticket. In the meantime, I've asked the team to pause manual entries to avoid data duplication.
Good call. Thanks for the heads up. I'll keep the department heads informed.
Use the phrase "flag an issue." It sounds much more professional than "I found a bug." Also, notice the word bottleneck. In business, a bottleneck is anything that slows down a whole process. Reporting a problem along with the action you've already taken shows great initiative.
Number 1. I'd like to flag a technical issue that might impact our workflow. Number 2. We've encountered a bit of a bottleneck in the data processing phase. Number 3. Thanks for the heads up regarding the system error. Reporting the problem is step 1, but what if IT says it will take 2 days to fix? In the next scene, we'll learn how to suggest a workaround to keep the business moving while waiting for a permanent solution. When a system fails, the business cannot simply stop. A workaround is a temporary fix that keeps things running. Watch how David proposes an alternative method to maintain productivity. David, IT confirmed the CRM won't be back online until tomorrow morning. This is going to delay our client outreach.
I understand the challenge. As a temporary workaround, could we use the offline spreadsheet to log the calls for today?
That's an option, but won't it be difficult to merge the data later?
If we follow a standardized format, the migration should be seamless once the system is live. It's not ideal, but it mitigates the risk of falling behind schedule.
You're right. Let's proceed with that approach for the next 24 hours.
The phrase temporary workaround is excellent for suggesting a short-term solution. Also, I used the phrase mitigates the risk. To mitigate means to make something less severe. This is a high-level executive word that sounds much better than makes the problem smaller.
Number 1. I'd like to suggest a temporary workaround to keep us on track. Number 2. This approach will help mitigate the risk of further delays. Number 3. Let's proceed with this alternative until the primary system is restored. We've found a workaround for the tech issues, but what happens when the technical issue is actually a human one, like missing a major deadline? Coming up, David will show you how to apologize and explain a delay without losing your professional credibility. Missing a deadline is stressful, but hiding it is worse. The professional way is to take responsibility, explain why, and provide a new timeline immediately. Listen to how David handles this delicate conversation.
Elena, I'm calling to give you an update on the quarterly report. I'm afraid I'm not going to meet the 5 p.m. deadline today.
Oh, I see. That's a bit of a setback, as the directors are expecting it first thing tomorrow. What caused the delay?
We had some unforeseen complications with the data verification from the regional offices. I want to ensure the accuracy of the report before I submit it.
Accuracy is paramount, of course. When can I realistically expect the final version?
I'll be working late to wrap it up. You will have it in your inbox by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause.
Thank you for the transparency, David. 8 a.m. works.
Instead of saying, I'm late, I used, I'm afraid I'm not going to meet the deadline. It sounds more formal. Also, notice the phrase, unforeseen complications. This sounds much more professional than saying, things went wrong. Always provide a specific new time for delivery to rebuild trust.
Number 1. I'm afraid I won't be able to meet the original deadline. Number 2. Due to some unforeseen complications, we need a bit more time. Number 3. I apologize for any inconvenience this delay may cause the team. Transparency is vital, but sometimes delays happen because of a simple misunderstanding between team members. In the next scenario, we'll look at how to clear up confusion without pointing fingers or blaming others. Misunderstandings are common in busy offices. The goal isn't to find out who is wrong, but to get the team back on the same path. Watch how Elena clarifies a confusing email exchange with David. David, I think there might have been a slight miscommunication regarding the client meeting on Thursday.
Oh, I thought you were handling the presentation slides while I did the opening.
I see where the confusion came from. My email mentioned coordinating the slides, which I meant we should do together.
Ah, I misinterpreted that as you taking the lead on the design.
No worries at all. To clear things up, shall we spend 20 minutes this afternoon finalizing them together?
That sounds like a great way to get back in sync. Let's do it. Notice the words Elena used, miscommunication and confusion. These are neutral words. She didn't say, you made a mistake or you didn't read my email. Also, the phrase, to clear things up, is a perfect transition to move from the problem to the solution.
Number 1. I think there may have been a slight miscommunication on this point. Number 2. Let's take a moment to clear things up so we are all aligned. Number 3. I believe I may have misinterpreted your last message. Misunderstandings fixed. But here's a problem that requires even more tact: budget. In our final scenario for this group, we'll learn how to discuss budget constraints without sounding like the project is doomed. We all want the best resources, but sometimes the money simply isn't there. Discussing budgetary constraints requires a focus on prioritization. Watch how David and Elena navigate a limited budget for their new project.
Elena, I've reviewed the proposal for the new software, but we are facing some budgetary constraints for this quarter.
That's what I feared. Does that mean we have to cancel the implementation?
Not necessarily. However, we do need to prioritize our spending. Perhaps we can start with the basic version now and upgrade in the next fiscal year.
That's a sensible approach. It allows us to start the process without overextending our budget.
Exactly. We can achieve 80% of our goals with 50% of the cost if we are strategic about it.
Let's move forward with the scaled-back version then.
Use the term budgetary constraints instead of "we're broke" or "no money." It sounds much more professional. Also, notice the phrase fiscal year. This is the 12-month period used for corporate accounting. Using this term shows you understand the financial structure of your company.
Number 1. We are currently navigating some budgetary constraints. Number 2. We need to be strategic and prioritize our spending this quarter. Number 3. Let's ensure we aren't overextending our budget on this phase. Problem solving done. You are now equipped to handle technical glitches, delays, and even budget cuts. But what about the logistics of daily office life? In our final group, we move into office logistics and social. Coming up, how do you gracefully ask for a day off without it making it feel like you're abandoning your team? In a busy office, space is a premium resource. Coordinating with colleagues to secure a meeting room requires politeness and clarity. Listen to David as he checks for availability.
Hi, Elena. Do you happen to have the login credentials for the room booking system?
I do. Are you looking to book a specific slot?
Yes, I'm trying to secure a space for our brainstorming session tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Let me check. It looks like room B is occupied, but the executive suite is vacant.
That would be perfect. Could you pencil us in for an hour?
Done. I've sent the calendar invite to your inbox.
The phrase "secure a space" sounds much more professional than "get a room." Also, I use the idiom "pencil us in." This means to make a provisional or tentative booking. It's a very common office term.
Number 1. I'd like to secure a space for a meeting tomorrow afternoon. Number 2. Could you please pencil us in for the 2 p.m. slot? Number 3. Is that conference room vacant or is it already occupied? Now that the room is booked, why not take the team out for a bite? In the next scene, we'll learn how to organize a team lunch that balances fun with professional networking. Team lunches are great for morale. The key is to make the invitation inclusive and low pressure. Watch how David suggests a casual outing to celebrate a recent win.
Elena, since we've just hit our monthly target, I was thinking of organizing a casual team lunch this Friday.
That's a lovely idea, David. Do you have a venue in mind?
I was thinking of the bistro around the corner. It's quiet enough for us to actually talk.
Sounds good. Should I loop in the rest of the department?
Definitely. I'll send out a quick heads up today so everyone can clear their schedule.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it.
Notice the phrase "loop in." To loop someone in means to include them in the conversation or activity. It's a classic corporate speak term that sounds very natural. Also, calling it a casual team lunch sets the right expectation that this is about bonding, not just business.
Number 1. I'm organizing a casual lunch to celebrate our recent success. Number 2. Let's loop in the rest of the team to see who is available. Number 3. I'll send a heads up so everyone can clear their midday schedule. Lunches are easy with old friends, but what about a new face? Coming up next, David will demonstrate the perfect welcome script for a new team member's first day. First impressions matter. When a new member joins, your goal is to make them feel integrated and supported immediately. Listen to how Elena introduces David to the team's culture. David, it's a pleasure to have you on board. Welcome to the team.
Thank you, Elena. I'm very excited to get started.
For today, we'll focus on getting you settled. I'll show you the lay of the land and introduce you to our key stakeholders.
That sounds great. Is there any specific documentation I should review first?
I've prepared a welcome pack on your desk. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions as you settle in.
I appreciate the support. I'm looking forward to contributing. Elena used a great idiom, the lay of the land. This means to learn how a place or a situation is organized. Also, the phrase, feel free to reach out is the standard professional way to say, contact me if you need help.
Number 1. It is a pleasure to have you on board with our team. Number 2. Let me show you the lay of the land and our office layout. Number 3. Please feel free to reach out if you encounter any difficulties. A warm welcome goes a long way, but eventually everyone needs a break. In the next scene, we tackle a sensitive topic, how to ask for a day off without feeling guilty or making the team feel abandoned. Requesting time off is your right, but doing it professionally ensures your workload is covered. David shows how to request a personal day while being proactive about his responsibilities.
Elena, do you have a moment to discuss my schedule for next week?
Of course, David. What's on your mind?
I'd like to request a day off next Friday for some personal matters.
Friday? We have the internal audit that day. Is everything covered?
Yes, I've already briefed Sarah on my part, and she's happy to cover for me. I'll ensure all my pending tasks are finalized by Thursday afternoon.
In that case, I don't see an issue. I'll approve the request in the system.
Thank you, Elena. I appreciate the flexibility. Notice that I didn't just ask to leave. I used the word briefed. To brief someone means to give them all the necessary information. By telling Elena that Sarah is ready to cover for me, I've removed all the stress from my manager's shoulders.
Number 1. I'd like to request a day off for some personal commitments. Number 2. I have briefed my colleague to ensure all tasks are covered. Number 3. I'll make sure all pending items are finalized before I head out. Managing your time is key, but what about managing your environment? In our final scenario, we'll look at how to handle a common office annoyance, broken equipment. How do you get things fixed without sounding like a complainer? A broken printer or a slow laptop can ruin your productivity. The trick is to frame the request as a way to improve efficiency rather than just complaining. Let's listen. David, I've noticed you've been using the communal printer a lot lately. Is there an issue with the one in your department?
Yes, unfortunately, it's been malfunctioning quite frequently. It's starting to affect our turnaround time for client contracts.
That's not ideal. Have you looked into a replacement or a repair?
I've requested a quote for a repair, but it might be more cost-effective to upgrade to a newer model.
Send me those figures. If it boosts efficiency, we can certainly look into the budget for a new one.
I'll have that comparison on your desk by EOD. Thanks, Elena. Instead of saying the printer is broken, I used malfunctioning. It sounds more technical and professional. Also, notice the phrase cost-effective. This is the magic phrase to get anything approved in an office. If you can prove it saves money or time in the long run, you'll get a yes much faster.
Number 1. The equipment has been malfunctioning quite frequently lately. Number 2. It might be more cost-effective to consider an upgrade. Number 3. Improving our hardware will significantly boost our team's efficiency. And that brings us to the end of our 50 Essential Business English Conversations Part 2. We've covered everything from assigning tasks to requesting a day off with professional grace.
Remember, the goal of easy business English isn't to use the most complex words, it's to use the right words to create the best impact. Practice these scenarios, use the golden sentences, and you will see your professional influence grow.
If you found today's video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Business English for Success. We have more executive nuance tips coming your way soon.
Don't forget to download the PDF summary in the description to keep these phrases on your desk.